welcome back. And I'm sorry again for the mess. There's so little room back there that in the mornings when I get dressed and crawl up here, everything is disheveled. Is that a word? Disheveled come to mind, so I don't know. Today's been pretty difficult on me. I thought at first in my right hip that I pulled a stomach muscle, an oblique, honestly, because it's on the side. When I turn to the left, well, if I'm on my back and I turn on my left side, so when I'm bringing my right side over, it hurts. And so I thought, oh, I've hurt my oblique somehow, because I figured maybe I was using my right oblique quite a bit, trying to favor my left side, which is the surgery I had, which is the hip surgery I had with the left hip. It's been like this maybe a couple of weeks. And I've been thinking, okay, you can start healing now because it's pretty tender. Well, over the last couple of days, it's got worse and worse and worse. I messaged my surgeon, I think it was yesterday, and I told the nurse, I said, is there any way you can squeeze me in sooner, because I am in so much pain. It's intolerable almost. I would like to have surgery as fast as possible so I could heal or go through the healing process. And she said, I'm on the waiting list, but he's out for the rest of this week, I think she said. Maybe it was next week. I cannot remember. I was like, okay, grin and bear it kind of thing. I get off of work today and I stood up and I realized that both of my hips were hurting. Of course, my left one does toward the end of the day because I walk a lot. Well, not a whole bunch, but enough, being that you just had hip surgery and it's pretty extensive area that the surgery entailed. But I went to walk and I'm like, oh, please no. Please no. It's my hip, not my oblique. The pain has got more severe. Thank goodness I have an elevator in my building. As I was coming down, I'm coming down with a friend all the time. And I just don't want to say anything because growing up, my mom used to say I was a, what do you call it when you swear up and down there's things wrong with you all the time? She would say that. And I actually wasn't. But you learn to keep your mouth shut when nobody pays attention to what's going on. And so I'm walking to the elevator slowly. I was trying to kind of hide that pain from everyone, including my friend, and I shouldn't with her because she knows what's going on. And I'm talking about Lanita. I get downstairs from the elevator and I continue walking and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is bad. This is really bad. I caught myself with my hips. My hips, a normal person, they'd walk like this. And with me, I was walking like this. I felt like I had to move my waist to step. Because it hurts that bad. It hurt really bad. And walking from the building to my vehicle was pretty bad. I say that a lot already. Pretty bad. It's really bad. So when I got in to my seat, I actually have to step up into the Durango a little bit. I just throw my right leg in there on the floorboard, grab the steering wheel, and kind of tiptoe with my left foot and pull myself in. I sat here in my seat and I'm trying to breathe through the pain. I can almost not take it anymore. And then I caught myself on the phone thinking that I could text somebody that actually cares. And I just kind of sat there. I have nobody to text because nobody cares. So I have my phone in my hand, in my lap, and I actually started going through the people that I know in my head. And I know Lanita cares, but you can only complain so much to one person. And I'm sitting there, couldn't think of anybody that cared. Not one person. So I put my phone to the side, and I just kind of sat there for a minute. It's lonely being me. It's so lonely being me. I've realized since my awakening that I've become very strong. I've always been strong-willed. But being 55 and on your own and knowing that nobody cares about anything about you, it becomes pretty traumatizing, especially at a time of need. It's pretty sad. It's really sad. So I sat in the car, still here in the car, and trying to calm down the pain that I was going through and waiting to settle in my seat. I realized I was shaking, not because I had nobody that cares, but because the pain was just that tense, that intense. I actually had to beg my kid's dad to let me stay there so I can have this surgery. And there's a reason behind that, in which I can't discuss. That in itself, the reason behind it is pretty traumatizing also. And so when I was kind of crying to him and discussing things to work around that situation of staying with him until I heal after surgery, it's bad that I even had to do that. So growing up, as you know, I was not loved and everybody bullied me. And I'm not sitting here saying one or two people. It was my entire family, my step family. Every person in my life bullied me. And they didn't care for me either. And I learned that early on. But when you grow up to be an adult knowing this, you kind of want it to end. I just want to say I'm so done. I'm sure I'm strong. I'm on my own, and I'm doing my thing in the best way that I can. I'm living in this car so I can have actually pay for surgeries. And you wonder, how much longer do I have to be here on earth with nobody that cares? Being alone? That itself is so traumatizing. It's painful. And I've tried not to cry over that topic for so long. And then going through what I'm going through now with these surgeries, and here I am on YouTube talking about it. I'm not making this stuff up for views or anything. All of this is true. I will never lie to you. I don't lie. Period. I just don't lie. There's no sense in lying. It's not who I am. I just want to run away. I really do. I want to just run away. But I have to have these surgeries before I do that. My left shoulder has become better receiving the cortisone shot, so it's going to be a while before I have that one, unless it stops working sooner than later. But I don't need anybody for that surgery. I could still sleep in my truck. It's going to be my left shoulder this time, and so I can get in and out of the truck. I'll just have to sleep in the front seat, and I'm okay with that. So it will probably either the driver's seat or the passenger seat, but I have to come up with a solution to be able to raise my legs up, because for some reason sleeping in the front seats are not very nice to my feet. Not just my feet, I should say, my legs, because they swell up. I don't know if everybody is like that. I am, I guess. I would very much so like to find somebody who cares genuinely. I don't think there's anybody here. So I was going to go to my job area and try to do some laundry. But like I said, both of my hips are in so much pain. I still may try. I might just take my laptop in there and edit this video and do laundry. I'll just have to try not to overdo it. I'm sorry. This video is not really entertaining, nor is it going to be long. There's been a few very long pauses because I really tried hard not to cry. I am one who tries not to cry. I try since I was a little girl not to cry, because I've become to realize that if you show people that you cry, then they don't have anything over you. If you show them that, even as a little girl, that you're very strong and you don't need to cry, the abusers tend to not abuse as often. Growing up as an adult now, I try not to cry because I feel like it's a form of weakness. It's funny how you grow from a little girl to a woman thinking that way. I have known in certain periods of my life that crying is a release. But now, at this point, this very point in my life, I feel like if I cried, what release would I get? Because once I'm done crying, the trauma is still there, the pain is still there, the issues at hand are still there. So why cry? I'm going to end this here, and I'm so sorry. But as I've stated in my other videos in the beginning, that these videos on my YouTube is kind of a diary for myself. Something for me to look back on and gauge where my life is going, where it's coming from, where it's going to. I don't like writing that much. So in the beginning, I thought this would be a great way for me to document my history in my life. I want to be able to look back in the future to this point now and seeing, have I improved? Have I got worse? Have I found anybody that actually cares? But yeah, so I'm going to end this here. I love you guys tremendously, and I'm going to send you love, light, and peace. Bye.